Welcome back. Mark Zuckerberg is to meet the organisers of, or some of the companies that have been behind the ad boycott of Facebook. Meanwhile, as New Zealand's largest newspaper company is also the latest to join. Stuff newspaper group told staff on Monday it would stop posting its material on Facebook and Instagram. The campaign started by civil rights advocates who wanted the social media company to do more. Now, Patagonia is one of the earliest to join and said the stakes were too high to do nothing. Corey Bayers is the company's VP of Marketing. Corey is with me now. Well, what a lot of time, what a lot of water has gone under the bridge since you were first joined right at the beginning, in the sense that many more joined and Facebook and Zuckerberg made certain key commitments of what they were going to do. But the Stop Hate for Profit don't believe that that's enough. Where do you stand? Has Facebook done enough?
Well, like you pointed out, they have made some commitments, but we need to see a lot more detail. I do believe there's a lot more they can be doing. And we need to see the detail of some of the claims that they came forth with last week.
Okay, but the sort of things reading the activists' demands are very much sort of in the weeds and in the engineering of Facebook. Board representation at the executive level, more monitors, all the sort of things that actually can't be ignored once you've put them in place, rather than airy-fairy policy statements.
That's correct. I mean, simply put, they need to be more responsible. They're a publishing platform, and they're being used to spread hate and misinformation, and they're doing very little about it. From secure elections to global pandemic to racial justice, I mean, the stakes are just too high right now. We need to be in the weeds, and they need to be to have a conscience about what they're doing. They cannot continue with the same business model.
Isn't it? But only 6%, 7%, maybe 9% of the revenues come from very large businesses. Most come from small businesses. And there were two aspects of that. When Facebook's marketing head sent out a note basically saying, we don't respond to financial pressure. How do you respond to that?
Well, as you pointed out, the percentage is pretty clear. It seems like they are driven by, financial means. So without, any government interaction, this is our only means to really address the problem and have them change their ways. We've been in dialogue for some time, and right. Even prior to this campaign, they continue to ignore and not make the change that's needed. So this is our only way, I think, to get together and actually put that pressure.
Right. All right, Corey, let's go to the heart of it, though. I'm curious to hear from you. How far do you think speech should be allowed to go on Facebook? It's the old First Amendment business. Can I say hateful, nasty, unpleasant, vulgar things, providing I don't cross the line of the law?
Look, I mean, free speech is the cornerstone of this country, but it's also got to be held in tension with the other values such as equality and safety and democratic participation. There's a difference between free speech and hate speech that puts people in physical danger. There's also the 14th Amendment. I'm no constitutional lawyer, but that also guarantees equal protection to all Americans, including those who are harmed by hate speech.
But when we go down this road, I always feel that somehow we're losing the other bit of the First Amendment, which is, your right to say something really nasty, unpleasant, almost vulgar, but within the lines of the law. Just because it's hateful doesn't mean somebody shouldn't have the right to say it.
But when it involves physical danger and acts of violence, it has crossed the line. And that has been proven. This hate speech has crossed the line.
Corey, I thank you for joining, and I think you'll agree it's a discussion that we'll certainly have again, and you're most welcome as this comes forward. I'd very much like to have you back so that we can discuss the parameters once we know what Facebook's prepared to do and how far you think they still need to go. Good of you to have you. Thank you, sir.